Dear students, welcome to today's lecture. Hope you are all doing good. In the previous lecture, we have covered about cloud computing with the Titans. We have already covered about Google App Engine service provider and EMC Corporation. In today's lecture, we will cover about cloud players like NetApp, Microsoft, IBM, Salesforce.com. All these cloud providers will be discussed in today's class. We have already covered all these technologies also. And the next one is NetApp. NetApp is an organization which is used to create storage and for data management solutions. Whenever you want any storage or data management services, the NetApp organization offers you with cost efficiency, and it gives you to accelerate your business breakthroughs. They introduced the world's first network storage device in 1992. The company continues to introduce new technologies that reduces the cost of IT. So, first network storage device was introduced by NetApp in 1992. Whenever you ask a short answer on NetApp, you need to highlight all these points like NetApp is an organization that creates storage and data management solutions like that, and you need to write all the highlighted points. Another driver for NetApp is their belief in acting responsibly by protecting and preserving the environment by creating energy efficient products. They are creating energy efficient products, means they consume less energy. And offerings are, they are the first companies in the cloud who offers the data center, and consolidation storage services are also available along with the virtualization. All these are initiated by NetApp, and their products include a platform operating system, storage services, storage security, software management, and protection software. The next is the Cisco partnership. NetApp and Cisco both combinedly offering the customers with unified and dynamic data center solutions which are based on Cisco Unified Computing System and NetApp Unified Software Architecture. So, in their partnership, it unites and computes network, storage access, and virtualization resources in a new data center architecture approach. Cisco and NetApp also plan to collaborate on joint marketing efforts, such as they are offering virtualized dynamic data center roadshow with VMware. VMware we will cover in the future chapters. And now in the partnerships also we will cover more about this in today's lecture itself. We will see more about this Cisco partnership and NetApp in the upcoming classes. The next cloud player is Microsoft. Up to now we have covered about Google App Engine. You need to make a notes on Google App Engine, maybe an expected question Google App Engine and that one NetApp, both are expected questions and I have already asked in the previous question papers also. So next cloud player is Microsoft. Microsoft offers a number of services for organizations of any size. I have already discussed with you that cloud is not a solution one size that fits for all. Means it will not suit to all in one purpose oriented. So from enterprises to individuals, from coming from enterprises to individuals, it offers number of cloud services for organizations. Cloud offers variants of products that people are already using them and they are not that much difficult to use. So Azure Services Platform. This platform means which provides which makes us to use that one is nothing but a platform. Here we are creating an online platform for your learning. Means we are creating one approach in order to do the work done. The Azure Services Platform supplies a broad range of functionality to build applications to serve individuals or large enterprises and everyone in between them. Means from the individual to a small companies or to a enterprise level, Azure platform supplies all the functionality required to build applications. So this platform offers cloud operating system and developer tools. For example, whenever we want to run any program, we need some editor or we need some framework or we need an IDE, integrated development environment, in order to run that program. So all those developer tools which are required, several jar files are required, all those tools and operating system are provided as part of Azure Services Platform, and the applications can be developed with standard protocols like REST and SOAP. We have already discussed about REST and SOAP in the previous class. Azure Services Platform components are Windows, Azure. So Windows, in this step we have discussed that it offers a cloud operating system. So that is Windows Azure. Windows Azure is a cloud-based operating system which enables the development, which allows us for the development of the software, hosting and its service management. All these environment is nothing but where we can work without any interruptions is that environment. That environment will be created by Azure Services Platform. Windows Azure gives the developers an on-demand compute and storage environment. On-demand means whenever you want some storage space, it will provide, or whenever you want any other software on demand, it will allocate it to you for your development. And they also host and scale means which will vary from one size to another size. All these will be managed through Microsoft data centers. Okay, Microsoft is providing several cloud services for organizations of any size. Means from enterprise level to even for an individual also it will provide services in order to develop in applications in cloud. For that purpose, it offers Windows Azure as an operating system and it enables development, hosting, and service management. So, Windows Azure operating system also supports standards like Simple Object Access Protocol, REST, and XML. Windows Azure can be used to add web service capabilities to existing applications, and it also used to build and modify applications whenever and then move them to the web. Means we can develop, build and modify those applications and then we can move them to our web applications. We can test it, we can make it, first of all we can make it an application, we can test an application, we can debug it for any, if any errors are identified, we can debug that applications and distribute the web services efficiently and inexpensively. There are reduced costs of IT management when you are using Windows Azure. Another one which is a part of platform is SQL services. Windows Azure services platform, you will write Windows Azure, and components, another component is SQL services. You all know about this SQL. Microsoft SQL services offers the web-based services. This allows the storage of, means SQL services allows the storage of structured, semi-structured and unstructured data. Let's have a look at what is meant by structured, semi-structured and unstructured data. See here, structured data. Whatever you do in the table format, for example, student database, employee database, all those database will be in a table format, rows and column format. We will have fields, number of fields for that particular record. See, that one is called as a structured database, and the relational and legacy database are the examples. And the second type is semi-structured. For example, spreadsheets. Whenever we are maintaining student data in an Excel sheet, it also comes under the structured data. Semi-structured data, an example is XML, extended markup language. All these documents will be in the format of semi-structured data. They are considered as semi-structured. Unstructured data means whatever data available on the web or our email documents, Wikipedias, RSS feeds, all these will be multimedia, all this content will be either dynamic or static data. They are all called as unstructured data. So SQL services are used to store, and it allows the storage of any type of data. SQL services delivers a set of integrated services that allows relational queries. We will query to a database, right? Select star from the student database, means all the records of student database will be retrieved as a response. Like that we can interact with the database using queries. So relational queries are used to interact with the database. They can also be it allows search, reporting, analytics, integration and synchronization of data. This can be done by mobile users, remote offices or business partners also. So the next component is .NET services. Microsoft .NET services are set of Microsoft hosted developer oriented services that provides the components required by many cloud-based and cloud-aware applications. Means .NET is a framework in which all the classes and interfaces are inbuilt in that framework, and a developer can easily write program using that .NET framework. So here .NET services are similar to the .NET framework, and they provide high level class libraries. All those libraries are for what? We can immediately access to that libraries, and we can write programs by using those libraries, and we can avoid writing it from scratch, writing it from starting. We can avoid the start work. That is the advantage of .NET services. And next component is live services. Live services is a development center and supplier of software development kits for Windows Live and Azure platforms. Windows Live, you all know about this. Windows Live will have a integrated set of online services which makes a consumer to communicate and share the information with others. The new generation of Windows Live also includes an updated experiences of photo sharing, email, instant messaging. All these are updated in Windows Live. They are all providing convenience to the user, and they are experiencing and enjoying the digital content scattered over the PC, phone, and on websites. You can get more details about this on www.windowslive.com. And consumers can create online content and share it in many places across the web within seconds. Communicating and collaborating. Windows Live makes it easier for consumers to manage their digital life. I have already discussed this. We can maintain a synchronized data in every device, and it is easy for a consumer to share any digital data in seconds. Windows Live provides social features like this one. It is giving online storage of 25 GB, up to 25 GB. Windows Live Messenger includes more personalization, and a What's New feed will always updates the contacts across the web. Windows Live, Hotmail, all these are the live services offering from Microsoft. Outlook, most of you know this, like Gmail service. Microsoft Outlook is an email service. All these services work with Windows Live Essentials, and it is a free suite of for an application to communicate and share with leading email, photo, and blogging services the worldwide. So we can exchange online. Microsoft Exchange Online is an enterprise messaging service based on Exchange Server 2007. As it is a cloud service, we can enjoy and we can access messages from anywhere without regard of geographical locations. So this service is aimed at easing IT management duties like deployment, means after completing the application, deploying the application into a server, configuring, monitoring, and upgrading them are become very much easy task. So the key features of online standard version. For a standard version, the solution is 5 GB of mailbox is available, Outlook client connectivity from anywhere, and Outlook web access are also offered. Virus spam filtering, all these are one of the benefits of Microsoft. and SharePoint services. Another component is Microsoft offers SharePoint services to add a collaboration efforts. In this, the team collaboration makes it easy for users to work together on documents, tasks, their contacts, events and other information are easily maintained on SharePoint services. SharePoint services also scale to thousands of sites within an organization. These sites and in these sites, the contents are managed by using a .NET based object model. And the next component is Microsoft Dynamics CRM. It is an on-demand customer relationship management. CRM stands for customer relationship management. And this service is hosted and managed by Microsoft. Using CRM, the package is offering two services, that is Microsoft Dynamics CRM Online Professional and Online Professional Plus. All these services have some of the differences in their storage or in workflows. All these, like the for online professional service, it is giving only 5 GB of data. For professional plus purposes, it is giving 20 GB of data. All those differences are, some of the differences are this one. And it offers up to 10 custom entities, but here it offers up to 200 custom entities, like that. And the price also differs. With an introductory offer, it offers for $39, and professional plus edition starts with the $59 per user per month. All these can be observed in this website crm.dynamics.com. That's all about Microsoft. And now the Amazon services.